every time my colleague Rick Rhodes and I get together, we get very excited about talking about some of these global concepts and global issues. And as you watched us discussing and jotting some ideas down on the whiteboard, we only had time just to list a few advantages, 5 or 6 or so. Over the years that we have been having these conversations, I think we've probably come up with at least 30 advantages so far that we've put down on paper. But in this activity, what I'd like to challenge you to do, now that you're beginning to understand how the global and the local perspective of sharing the gospel can be harmonized in the context of a local church and can be very balanced, I want you to start to formulate some specific ideas, and maybe that will come initially in the form of some questions. Now, we threw out some advantages for you just to get, they were kind of teasers to try to get you thinking about the advantages, but it probably raised some questions for you. And so maybe in this activity, it would be healthy for you just to take a little bit of time to sit down alone and think through what are some of the issues or some of the questions that it raises for you that might spark a desire for you to want to go a little bit deeper with this whole idea. Now, if that's the case, I have a book that I would really highly recommend to you. It's a book by Bob Roberts Jr. It's called Glocalization. The book is called Glocalization: How Followers of Jesus Engage a Flat World. And what he is suggesting is that because the world truly has become flat and that we know instantaneously everything that is going on around the world, we have the opportunity to engage with people in real time through social media, through technology of a variety of sorts. That really changes many of the different approaches that we can have today to evangelism. Now, but it does necessitate that you rethink an important question. And it's something that I want you to think about, and then eventually you'll get to blog about it in a few minutes. Eventually I'm going to ask you to blog about this thought as well. But here's a question that I want you to ponder. What if you considered the whole church as the missionary, instead of the missionary as just an individual or a few select professionals that you send from the church to be involved in evangelism? It seems that that's something that has worked against us. Historically, it was very, very powerful. But because of all the changes that are taking place as a result of living in a flat world today, where we're living in real time with people everywhere in the globe, it really begs the question, do we have to change the way we're thinking about engaging with people and building relationships with individuals? So ponder that question. What if the church was the missionary instead of missionaries only being a select few of people?